What is censorship? Censorship is the act of a superior power blocking out certain information to the public. Many countries have their own code of censorship, but China is rated to have one of the most restricted media web. What is censored? It is well known that popular social medias like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are blocked in China, right? Apart from websites, medias that are capable of reaching a large amount of audiences, such as print media, video games, radio, and television, are also affected by censorship. Many media that contains politically incorrect information, or in other words, information that is disadvantageous to the government, is censored. For example, this includes a variety of topics such as Tiananmen Square protests in 1989, Falun Gong, which is an anti-government spiritual movement, and corruption. These are just a few of the many topics that the Chinese government censors. What are the positive and negative effects of censorship? The government gets both advantages and disadvantages from censorship. It ensures the government itself that there will be no occasions that their citizens get to see the blocked foreign media that will pose a threat to the government when seen by the citizens. However, this also causes the government to lose its support from citizens and gets less favor from foreign companies that are trying to provide their service in China and earn. Why is media censored? The Great Firewall of China has been stopping Chinese citizens from accessing websites that pose a threat to the government or may affect the Chinese citizens' morals negatively. As mentioned previously, there are certain topics that the government dislike. They don't want the citizens to adopt the authorities of the government. There is also a possibility that China eliminates the competition between their own replicas of foreign businesses and the foreign companies so that these Chinese businesses can.
How do citizens of China react to censorship? Many of the Chinese citizens reacted negatively to the censorship. For example, companies and people created virtual private networks and proxy networks and softwares to access censored information. Using these virtual networks and softwares, bloggers and other web users can easily gain access to the forbidden information or be involved in an illegal act without getting caught. There are also proxy softwares or websites that work in a similar way as VPN. A blogger named Lee Xin said, "They can keep closing sites, but they never catch up. You can't stop the Yellow River from flowing, and you can't block the bloggers." Although the censorship sounds extremely harsh, there are still people neglecting their duty of censoring information. The Cyberspace Administration of China authorities warned China of its massive amount of complaints indicating the spread of information relating to rumors, violence, terrorism, and other inappropriate content. These examples both show how Chinese citizens undermine the online security. How does the government keep journalists under control? Journalism is where most of the news come from. It is an essential part in informing the public. In a country with such strict censorship, the careers of many journalists are very different from journalists from other countries. A journalist that works for the CCTV claims that not many journalists in China purposely go against the censorship in China, because in order to become a journalist, they had to undergo a special training to confirm that they remain complete to the government. Furthermore, once the journalists actually become part of the company they are working for, they are subtly changed to become even more loyal to the government. This is a very smart way of how the Chinese government manipulates the journalists to cooperate with their means of censoring information. What solutions are there to mitigate this issue? As students, there are not really many things we can do in a country with such a powerful communist dictatorship that controls everything in the country. In other words, we can do nothing much. However, we can notify the insensible citizens of China that they are being censored from foreign media and that their rights are being violated by the government. However, big groups of gathered power of people can make a change, big change. The government itself can start by uncensoring some medias that do not pose a threat to the government. For example, they can uncensor video sharing websites and just pick specific videos to censor that might be disadvantageous to the government. This way, the government will be able to get favor from foreign companies and its own citizens. Also, the VPN manufacturers can strengthen their services to make these networks more prevalent throughout the nation. This way, the citizens can gain satisfaction from being able to visit websites that are blocked unnecessarily, conveniently.
Overall, censorship is a very big issue in China because, as I said in the beginning, China is rated to have one of the lowest level of freedom in terms of media control in the world. Hopefully, this video informed you more about the censorship issue in China. Thank you for watching and hope you guys enjoyed it.